What's up, YouTube? So, I wanted to make a video on how to read oracle cards right here. Because I think oracle cards sometimes get a bad rap in this community because people prefer tarot cards over that. But I love oracle because it's so free flowing and it's so, I almost want to say artistic, because tarot is very systematic and oracle, on the other hand, is more open, I guess. Sometimes tarot can be better for more specific things, but I've gotten plenty of really specific messages through the oracle cards. So I want to explain how to read oracle cards. First, I should probably explain what oracle cards are. They're basically, here, I'll take out a few. They're archetypical images, each with usually a word or a phrase. See, like over here it says coming together and it shows the family. This one says lead and it shows like a powerful leader with someone behind him, kind of like himself. This one says feeling alone, like maybe something miserable happened or whatever. And the way I personally read oracle cards is that, so first I have a question in mind. I clear my thoughts, I go in my body, and I feel my feelings, and I trust. Then, with a question in mind, let's say I ask, how is my day gonna go? Or whatever, something like that. And let's say I pull this card. Now, the way I think an how can I say, like a novice reader maybe, now I don't mean to be offensive or anything, but someone who's new to this stuff, they would see coming together and they would think, oh well, there's gonna be people coming together. That could be a message, but you can go deeper than that and you'll get a more accurate message, a more specific message. Now let's say I pull this card and you have to look at the image. Ignore the word coming together and look at the image. Now let's say you notice the light first. That first catches your attention in their hands. That might be like there's going to be a blessing coming into your life today. Someone's going to give it to you. That might be the message you get. Because see, it's in their hands and there's like a heart, almost like a blessing. It's like you have to intuitively interpret what the card is saying. And it's very immediate, like your first perception of what the card is. I think this is something that mainly you have to learn on your own, because I can't. It's not like tarot where you can just explain. Um, I don't know tarot too well, but I think the King of Wands might mean like, I don't know tarot, so please forgive me if I'm just making something up. But I know the King is like the that masculine force, and the Wands is kind of like fire element. So maybe something related to action or magical will, and the king meaning masculine. Something regarding that. I know, I'm pretty sure it's something like that, but this is just going to be more like you see something that catches your attention in the image, and you get a message like words in your mind that says like blessings are coming today. Someone's going to give it to you. That could be one interpretation of this. I'll do another example. Let's say you ask, what does my girlfriend or boyfriend think about this current problem we're having? And you pull this card. If you ignore what it says feeling alone and just look at the image, it's kind of like a melancholic image. Like you see the moon and she's looking away. She's looking at the moon, but it's like not facing towards you. Your intuitive message might be they're feeling disappointed. Doesn't it kind of look like that's like disappointment or something? I mean, that's my intuitive interpretation of this card just by giving an example. Like, I'm not really doing a reading right now, but this is my intuitive interpretation or perception of this card regarding that question. And sometimes what happens is you can get multiple messages in one card. So, like, she's facing the opposite direction that we're looking at the image. So that can mean like disappointment. And then you notice in the background there's like a little cottage almost. Maybe they're thinking about finding a new partner to settle down with. Maybe that's what the cottage means. You see, it's like having fun. This is what I mean. It's almost like artistic because it's like you're not quite making it up. It's your perception of what the images are, which I feel like I'm just repeating what I've already been saying. But yeah, and there's a few other things you should know is that when you get an accurate message, when you have a conviction in your mind, like when you just know without any real evidence, you just know that that's what, excuse me, when that's what the message is. It's like a very strong conviction. Like it's very convincing. And the more you trust the cards and you respect them and you really see them as like almost like magical cards, that's when you'll get more accurate messages. I've been doing this for years and I've struggled with it. I've had success. I've had many things that came true with just reading the cards and even getting like psychic messages, visions and hearing voices while reading these cards. But what was I saying? Fuck, I just forgot. Um Let me think. Oh yeah, when you really trust the cards, that's when you'll get accurate messages. But if you don't trust the cards fully, then your messages may be inaccurate. So it's kind of a catch 22 is like I think that's what it is, almost like a circle sort of, but you don't trust the cards, so you get an inaccurate message, but then you can't trust it because it's inaccurate. So then how do you trust the cards when you don't fully trust it and you're getting inaccurate messages? Now you see this is tricky, but the way around it is you have to reflect on whether or not you're really honoring the cards and you're really honoring your own intuition within yourself, whether you're honoring your own heart and mind and soul. Be honest with yourself and go within and ask, is this question I'm asking the cards, is this really worthy to ask the cards? Is it necessary? Because sometimes you can ask questions to the cards and it can be a question that you just should not even be asking in the first place. And sometimes when that happens, you will get inaccurate messages because it's more out of like, it could be more out of like fear, overthinking, obsessions, and things like that. Now, another thing I want to say is regarding being able to read cards in this way, oracle cards, is that it kind of has to be the right season in your life. And what I mean by that is that at different, so let's say you just picked up the oracle cards, you may be in the right mentality to read cards. It's a little hard to describe what I'm saying, but you see, when you have this like conviction, this knowing that the cards are going to give you an accurate message and that what you're reading is going to be true, whether it's in the future or like a future message or whether it's something about your past or something that's happening currently. Um, the universe has to give you this knowing. It has to be downloaded into your being over time and it develops. Sometimes it can go away if your behaviors aren't accurate with your spirituality. Um, this can mean like you're focusing too hard on yourself and not respecting others, or you're focusing too hard on others and not respecting yourself. Um, it could also be if you're feeling angry or resentful towards like the universe or existence or God, which I've been through. And I notice when that happens, that's when the cards will really be inaccurate because you're vibrating your soul at a level that's very low with, demons and evil spirits, wayward souls. So what you want to do is, this might sound like it wouldn't be true, but trust me, this is absolutely true. Do one act of kindness every single day. You have to prove to the universe or to God, or whatever you want to call it, prove to it that you care. Prove that you want to see yourself be happy and have all the right skills and circumstances in life to really make you happy. Because a lot of the times in spiritual things, people say that in order to be happy, you have to have a relationship with yourself and not focus on external circumstances. But I don't think that's always true. Because sometimes certain people need certain external things to make them happy. And it's not necessarily like money or fame or anything like that. It could just mean like having good relationships with the people around you, and maybe making sure you have food or something like that. You're not in an environment where you're being tortured emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. So you do kind of need to have good circumstances to some extent. Because there is truth that your happiness does have to rely on how you are with yourself. It's like a balance between the two. You need good things externally and within yourself. So, and within yourself just means good beliefs and good thoughts, good feelings. But yeah, if you want to have this knowing downloaded into your being, do one act of kindness every single day. I've been doing this for a while and I'm getting better with reading the cards. I notice I'm getting more psychic visions and they're coming true. I'm getting more just conviction, knowing that my life is going to get really good soon. And it already is. Like, I feel it inside of me. My feelings really changed within the past few weeks or so, few months. So yeah, when you focus on good things, what your intention that you're sending out into the universe is that you want to please God, or you want to please the universe by doing one act of kindness. And an act of kindness can be very simple, but what makes the difference is it's the discipline and the intention. So this can mean you intentionally give someone a compliment every single day, anyone. And it can be different things. Like, you can do, on Mondays, you can give someone a compliment. On Tuesdays, you can donate food to the church. On Wednesdays, you can play with the dog. On Thursdays, you can donate money or something, like just stuff like that. On Fridays, you can volunteer at a cat and dog shelter. It's the discipline and the intention that really sends out that signal to God or the universe that you want this to change. And this goes for anything, not just with reading oracle cards, but if you want to see your life change, then do this. Because this is going to be like the most solid thing. And another thing is to focus on your blessings, which just means, like, I don't know what your blessings are because I don't know who you are that's watching this video, but, if you have a place to live, then you have that. If you have money in the bank, if you have food to eat, clean water to drink, clothes, family, friends, just keep reminding yourself every day that you have things in your life that are very good. So yeah. Another thing about the cards is that you don't want to rely on the cards for every single question that you have in mind, because the cards need to be respected, and you have to keep a discipline in knowing when it's appropriate to read cards and when you have to just leave it alone. When you have certain questions in mind, and just leave it alone. Because well, it's common sense. You just don't want to go to the cards for every little thing in life, because there needs to be some like mystery to life that you just unanswered questions and things like that. It's just necessary. And what else? And don't invade people's privacy. Like, don't ask too many questions about other people unless it's absolutely necessary, or unless you get like if you're just like chilling and you get a sudden like message in your body or in your mind that says like, read the cards, there's something about this person that I need to tell you. And that's like spirit, God, or the universe, or your subconscious mind saying that it's time to get a message. So take out the cards because you trust the cards and they'll tell you something that you need to hear. What else? There was something else I wanted to say. Yeah, just be easy with yourself with the cards and just be aware that it's a process and the level of trust that you need in order to get accurate messages will be downloaded into you in time. Just don't try to force yourself to think positive or to think to like trust the cards right away. Don't force yourself to do that. Let it come in gently. If you're gonna force yourself to do anything, do the acts of kindness. Force yourself to notice your blessings. Those are things you should force yourself with. But regarding trust in the cards and things like that, you can't force yourself to just spontaneously trust it, especially if you've already been distrusting it and you're getting inaccurate messages. What else? I don't know. Oracle cards are a lot of fun, and I think. Oh yeah, this is what I want to say. If you wanted to do Oracle card readings as like a career, possibly, or even like a volunteer position, then it's appropriate to read the cards all the time because that's what you're doing with your life. It's not for you; it's for other people, and it's great practice to do it for other people. Which I'm still thinking about. Today, all day long, I was thinking about potentially starting a business with ritual magic and psychic oracle card readings. I think that'd be really cool because I just love like reading cards and working with crystals and doing crystal magic and things like that. So I thought it'd be cool to make a career out of it, and I'm getting better at it every day. It's really cool, like some of the stuff that I'm seeing. So yeah, oracle cards are a lot of fun, and if I can make any recommendations, I definitely recommend this deck, the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. It says Tarot for the Heart, but it's an oracle card deck, or the Psychic Tarot oracle card deck. It's by the same guy, John Holland. And even, you're going to think this is funny, but it's absolutely true. And I've gotten accurate messages through this. But I've even used Pokemon cards as oracle cards, believe it or not. Let me break out these bad boys. Hold on. See? It's because they're archetypical. Like, that can mean, like, you see Magnemite? That can mean, like, if you ask the question, like, it could be anything. Again, let's do the question, how's my day gonna go? Maybe people have their eyes on you today or something because you see Magnemite sticking his eyes out like that. Or maybe because he has magnets on him, you're going to be attracting something today. And there's kind of like a light in the background, so maybe it can mean you're attracting something holy or good. You see, like you have fun with it, you kind of interpret it. And don't think about it too hard, but it's just your immediate perception of the card and what you see. And sometimes on the cards, like on the John Holland deck, the Psychic Tarot, there's like the number 2. That can mean something also. Numbers can be important. Over here, there's like a little number that says 60, his health points. Things like that. So yeah, they're a lot of fun. And I think that's also important is to see it as something that's fun. Not as something that's super serious. Something you can just kind of play around with. I do have a tarot deck. I think I have 2 or 3 tarot decks. But I prefer Oracle any day over tarot. A lot of fun. Alright, so on the video. Peace.